Hello and welcome to the Indian Express. I'm Charulata Biswas and today we are focusing on India and China. This week, officials from both countries are talking about steps to bring their relationship back to what they are calling normal, as in how it was before the face-off that started in April-May 2020 along the line of actual control. Now, this is particularly significant after years of tension, including a border standoff along the LSE. So, what's happening now? Well, in Kazan in Russia last month, Chinese President Xi Jinping and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi held an important meeting, described by Chinese officials as ice-breaking. They believe that the two leaders share what they called a personal friendship, or as officials put it, chemistry that was clearly visible. During the meeting, both chose not to refer to the talking points prepared by their aides for the bilateral meeting. Instead, they spoke openly and candidly, something Chinese officials say hasn't happened between the two since before the pandemic and the start of the LSE standoff. Chinese officials highlighted this connection between the leaders, adding, Modi did not read from the talking points or the official notes. He spoke from the heart, and so did President Xi. This showed the connection they have. Officials on both sides have expressed a desire to improve relations and get back to normal. But what does normal actually mean? Here's what Chinese officials shared as part of their wish list. Number 1, direct flights between India and China to make travel smoother and encourage tourism and business exchanges. Number 2, easing visa curbs on Chinese nationals, especially diplomats, scholars, and researchers. Number 3, lifting app bans, restoring access to popular Chinese apps that were banned in India during the height of the standoff. Number 4, media access, allowing Chinese journalists to report from India. And number 5, more Indian films in China, increasing the screening of Indian movies in Chinese cinemas, which could strengthen cultural ties. Now, all these steps could help build a stronger and more multifaceted connection between the two nations, with Chinese officials describing it as a chance to take the relationship to a strategic height. The focus, they say, is on the bigger picture rather than centering the entire relationship around the border issue. Now, let's talk about the border. According to officials, the two sides have already taken significant steps to stabilize the situation along the LSE. Now, there's a three-part strategy: disengagement of forces in disputed areas, de-escalation of military presence, and the de-induction of troops over time. As officials described it, there have been 20 rounds of talks at the level of commanders and diplomats, with disengagement in specific points happening even before Xi and Modi's meeting. The leaders, according to officials, gave positive direction to the talks. So what happens next? Officials from both countries could meet on the sidelines of the upcoming G20 summit in Brazil on November 18-19. A Chinese official said, "We have proposed, now the ball is in India's court," meaning India will decide the timing and level of engagement. According to Chinese officials, the next steps will require stepped-up dialogue. They emphasized both sides need to coordinate on resolving the border issue and on other issues. But first, we need to have more talks at every level and at every opportunity. Another factor at play here is the global situation. China and India are aware of increasing challenges posed by other world powers, especially with a possible shift in US leadership. A Chinese officials commented on the return of Donald Trump, noting that both India and China may face more pressure and as a result should work together to find solutions to the common challenges confronting the two countries. Chinese officials pointed out that the focus should not be just on disputes, but also on common priorities like climate change, green energy, artificial intelligence, and other areas where cooperation is beneficial. In addition, Chinese officials hope that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, that is the SCO summit in China next year. And as a sign of goodwill, Chinese Premier Li Qiang recently visited India for the G20 summit, and China supported India on the G20 declaration. They have now left the ball in India's court to decide on the timing of the next steps in the dialogue. To wrap up, the relationship between India and China may be at a turning point. Both sides seem committed to a stronger, mutually beneficial partnership. balancing their differences with a focus on areas where they can work together. Thank you for watching. What are your thoughts on these recent developments? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, The Indian Express, for more updates and insights explained clearly on our channel. Until next time, stay informed. Thank you.